and my actual eyesight. Is there the high drive? Deep center! Go! 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 We're out of here! We're out of here! Say ya, playa!
Just like they drew it up in Hollywood. Caladros, the 3-2. Swing and a miss! And the Audubon Green Wave have upset the Kingsway Dragons! And this is it for good! The Audubon Green Wave are back in the Final Four! A dog pile on their side!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DW Broadcasting's coverage of men's varsity.
From our entire crew, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, folks.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's our first winter showcase here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. I am incredibly excited to be here. Gavin Van Rel, my producer tonight. We've got our first basketball game that I've ever covered for DWB. I've done hundreds of games on the public address, but never in front of the camera. So tonight, game number one, it's the home opener for the Gloucester Lions on a Colonial tilt versus the Lindenwold Lions. I'm Dan Wilkins here with Gavin Van Rel here on DWB in a Tuesday night showcase as Gloucester opens their 2023 home campaign with an opponent that they only beat by 4 points last year. Gloucester has beat Lindenwold in all 5 of their last head-to-head matches, but don't be shocked if Lindenwold keeps it close. Keep in mind, Lindenwold's 1-1. They beat Gateway, lost to Pensgrove, and anybody can have a bad day on any day. Anybody can have a good day on any day. So the question is, who's going to come out on top? You got to remember, Gloucester has Michael Light, one of the best scorers that this team has seen in a long time. You've got good depth on the roster, and Liam James, he's a young head coach, but he's got the experience. Liam James has the head coach experience of 20 years, and he's only been there for 2 or 3. So that's what these guys are going to look for today in this Colonial matchup where, again, Gloucester 1-0. They started off the year well, and Lindenwold is going to play their 3rd game tonight. They started off the year with a divisional win at Gateway, and then they lost their home opener versus Pensgrove in an out-of-conference match. But for these two teams, it's going to be an interesting tilt, and it's going to be an interesting 32 minutes of basketball here this afternoon. Here from the Gloucester High School gym. Again, I'm Dan Wilkins with Gavin Van Rel, my wonderful producer, joining me today. We had to scramble around to find somebody to come out on a Tuesday night, but you know, it's
I got nothing going on.
You got nothing. Well, you had track, but you know that ended at 4:30. So we are going to take a quick break as these guys get themselves set, and we're going to get ourselves set for Gloucester and Lindenwold coming up next here on our first basketball broadcast on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. We'll be right back. So here are the Lindenwold Lions starting five with Randy Conley Jr., their head coach. Emilio Hernandez. BK Drame. CJ Matthews, number 3. Jaden Farmer, number 0. And number 5, TJ Brown.
And now for the Gloucester Lions, head coach Liam James, assisted by Keaton James,
Number 12, Jake Smith. Keegan Cohen, number 10. Caden Harris, number 21. Ryan James, number 0. And Mike Light, number 23. So Gloucester is going to get this one ready to go here in this 32-minute Colonial Conference matchup in what is our first ever basketball high school broadcast. I've done, youth basketball in the past, but that is by no means the same. And, I'm very grateful to Rob Bryan, Sean Gorman, everybody at the Gloucester staff that's having us out. We will be here again on December 30th versus GCIT in an out-of-conference matchup. As we're going to get ready to go, Lindenwold again 1-1 this year in the 2023 campaign. They beat Gateway and lost to Pennsgrove in their first game of the year. And in a shocker, Gloucester beat Woodbury by 12 to open the 2023 season. Tip-off is here, and the DWB basketball season is underway with an immediate miss by Lindenwold. Going back right across. And it's good. First basket of the game by number 0, Ryan James. And that pass is intended for nowhere. That'll be out of bounds. Clock stops at 7:40. This will be inbounded by the senior Mike Light, younger brother of Stephen Light, who amassed over 1,200 points in his time as a Gloucester Lion. Floater takes a couple of hops and goes in from Caden Harris. 4-0 Gloucester on a good run to start tonight. They tried to pass the rock outside the arc, and Hernandez forces a turnover. Another quick inbound here to Ryan James. Liam James and his crew went 18-10 last year. Good enough for second in the Colonial Conference Patriot Division. I mean, the Colonial Conference as a whole is made up of small schools, but this was made up of the smallest of the small schools, as that takes a hop, rebounded, offensive rebound for Harris. Back to Keegan Cohen, passing it outside the perimeter. Goes back near half court for James. Bouncer from the baseline, passed out and out of play. Inbounded to number 5, that being TJ Brown. With Randy Conley Jr., the head coach of the Lindenwold Lions, they had a sub-500 record last year at 10-15. From the corner, it is good. First points of the night for the visitors, and it comes on a 3-ball from CJ Matthews. Ryan James double-teamed, gets it out. Keegan Cohen has room for mid-range, off the glass and in. Gloucester leads by 3 with 2 minutes passed in this first quarter. Rolling it out, C.J. Matthews double-teamed again, including Keegan Cohen on that. Another corner three, deja vu, this time no good. Takes a couple of hops and goes to the home sideline. Lindenwold likes that corner three ball. Saw it twice in the past 30 seconds from C.J. Matthews, but you know, you don't want to run the same play over and over again. You don't want that play to lose its magic, to lose its sparkle. You made it once. Hernandez from three, no good. Rebound by Mike Light. Ryan James looking to set the tone, goes across the court to Caden Harris. Guarded by Matthews. Takes a step back. Goes to Keegan Cohen. Mike Light again. Sets the pivot. Out to a three for Cohen, and it's good. Keegan Cohen from downtown, and that makes it a 6-point Gloucester lead. Matthews to Hernandez. Hernandez in trouble from the top of the key. It rolls in and out on the shot attempt by number 0, Jaden Farmer. Haven't seen much from him tonight early, but as we're about to cross the halfway mark into the first quarter, 4:15 remaining. Ryan James with some good handles beyond the arc. Looking for an open man. Keegan Cohen might have an opportunity here. He's hit a three before. Now from the baseline, tried to get the pass. No good, and that will be a double dribble on Gloucester. So double dribble called on Gloucester, and Hernandez will inbound. This broadcast is brought to you by Tommy D's Home Improvement, the place to be for all things wholesale kitchen appliances and cabinets, countertops, everything in between. Visit today in their brand new second in-person location on 612 Creek Road in Belmar, on the corner of Creek Road and Harding Avenue next to the 42 on-ramp. That shot is in and out by Gloucester. Double teamed, he gets the steal. Here we go, Euro step, no good. Put back, no good. Third chance, that time it goes. And a timeout called by Lindenwold. 3:25 remaining in the first, and Gloucester has an 8-point lead over Lindenwold. We'll take a quick break here on DWB. Halfway through the first, Gloucester leads. .325 remaining in the first. There is Stephen Light, who crossed the 1,000-point club in 2022, 1,255 in his total career. And again, his younger brother, Mike Light, kind of setting the tone as a Gloucester family for their basketball program. You know, you see that all the time, especially in Gloucester. You see a lot of those, the Zierfosses. I'm sure there's another I'm forgetting, but the Gormans, the Hagans. I've got some good friends that are either living in Gloucester or based out of Gloucester, and you know, this is a very tight-knit community, and that's what makes a crowd like this so special for their home opener. To the right, from the elbow, it's good. 5 points on the night for Lindenwold, and that one comes from TJ Brown. That was Lindenwold that used a timeout just a couple of seconds ago. 5 and 4 remaining for each side as Mike Light from three, no good. Off the back, he trips up. Hernandez on a breakaway. It's stolen. Who's got it? It's a jump ball. Justin Frazier was in on that, along with Caden Harris, the 5'11", 170-pound junior. Mike Light with a total of 410 points. in his high school basketball career. And that's going to be a travel on Gloucester. He made the basket, but it didn't count. So I'll go back to the drawing board with 2:27 on the clock by Matthews. But yeah, Mike Light, 6'1", 170, passed out to Hernandez, also a member of the Lindenwold soccer team. Saw them play Gateway earlier this year in a DWB feature. Rebound on a high jumper by Harris. Gets some room, 3-ball, good. From the corner, from Marcus Flagg, the 5'10 sophomore, and that makes it 14-5. This has been a big first quarter for Gloucester, as here goes another 3-ball, this time well short. Rebounded by Flagg. Goes to Caden Harris. Seems like these two teams are loving the 3-ball so far, right, Gavin?
Mm-hmm. I agree. That's all I got.
That's all you got, yeah. Omar Rios. He's been getting a little bit of playing time, but for now it is number 0. Ryan James again goes back out. Again, staying outside of that 3-point line. Both teams have been passing the rock really well, though, and from mid-range here, Harris, no good. Rebounded by Lindenwold, again going to TJ Brown. That one takes a couple hops. Rebound by Flagg. He gets the breakaway, and he's going to try to set a little bit of a different pace. I thought they were going to go full on for the breakaway minutes of the game, and now it's really fallen flat, and it's going to be a travel on Gloucester. I mean, you see a lot more travels in high school basketball than you do in, the NBA or even Division I college. But, these guys are developing their games, and sometimes, you think about the gather step, you think about how many uncalled travels there can be in a game. When a travel is called a lot in a game, sometimes that just means that the referees are doing their job. We got 10 seconds in the first. Low scoring first quarter, 14-5. They'll go from beyond the arc, and they get a foul, but looks like they're going to get 3 shots from the line, if I recall correctly. Yes, it will be a 3-point shooting foul, so an opportunity for a big play here for the visitors. It'll be TJ Brown. He's had 3 points of his own tonight out of Lindenwold's 5. His first of 3 is good. Coming back in, Jaden Farmer. That was kind of a late foul. It was while he was in the act of shooting, though, so misses his second. 3.5 will remain on the clock after this third shot is over. With Gloucester up 8 early in this divisional matchup. That shot is good. He's good 2 for 3. It goes out to Kevin Wall. They're going to try to get a 3-point heaver. It's good! How about that? An exclamation point for Keegan Cohen to end the first. Gloucester's going to take a 10-point lead after 8 minutes. We'll take a quick break. Gloucester is up 17-7 after the first. At the end of the first quarter, it is Gloucester 17, Lindenwold 7. Keegan Cohen hit a buzzer beater to end the first quarter from three-point range after a late foul on T.J. Brown from outside the arc. Got them 3 shots at the line. Brown made 2. He's got 5 points tonight. Goes out into the corner. That is bobbled, picked up, and a foul. Picked up by number 2, the senior Justin Frazier. Looks like it'll be a reach in. And it'll be inbounded by number 33, Kevin Wall. Kevin Wall, 33 career points in his high school basketball career. It goes back out to number 12. That shot rolls in and out, put back no good. And third chance is what goes. Jake Smith, the one on the court right now, along with number 3, Marcus Flagg, number 2, Justin Frazier, number 10, Keegan Cohen, and again, Kevin Wall as well out there. Brown is open from 3, but the layup still does the charm. Still 10-point lead for Gloucester. Double team, passed out to Wall. The defense is a lot more alert as the corner 3, no good, with a little wide. And might be an over-to-back foul there. On Saturday, we'll take a trip down I-55 to Pittman as they face off in a non-conference tilt against the Eastern Regional Vikings of Voorhees. That'll be a 12:30 p.m. start on December 23rd. So kick off your Christmas celebration with some South Jersey basketball. The 3 is good. T.J. Brown. He has been on fire tonight, as even though Lindenwold is trailing, he has been holding them up for the most part. And that is going to be a timeout for Liam James and the Lions. Let's take a look at some out-of-town scores from yesterday. Don't have a lot of scores in tonight, but from what we've seen from yesterday, had a lot of good games, a lot of close games going on. New Egypt took down Florence 50-39. Willingboro took down Morristown Friends by 7. Just a 4-point game between Millville and St. Joseph's Hamilton. 59-55 was the final yesterday. Ocean City beat St. Augustine 56-55. Vineland took down ACIT 53-45. And yesterday for our team, Audubon fell in their first loss of the season to Gloucester Catholic on the road, 61-53. A couple of good games there on your screen as Gloucester takes their first time out. You know, what we're seeing from these guys early on is that even though Gloucester has the lead, Lindenwold is not afraid to stay consistent with their plan. They're not really abandoning ship yet. They're taking a lot of threes. They're passing the ball relatively well. And you can't complain when you're passing the ball well as long as you're making points. And that pass is going nowhere. That happens. It happens. Again, these are split-second decisions. Sometimes you think you see a guy in your peripheral and you just don't see him. And thank goodness you made that mistake up 7, because what if you made that mistake down 7? What if you made that mistake late in the 4th? That's going to go out of bounds, and that is going to stay with, not sure who got last touch there. It will be Lindenwold who retains the possession. Brown will inbound. Subbing in, number 21, Hayden Harris. From 3, no good. Takes a hop off of somebody's hand and goes out of bounds. Gloucester inbounds with Mike Light. Justin Frazier getting taken out here, double teamed again. Lindenwold is really going all out on the double teamed on the opposing half court as Light goes up. Almost was fouled in the act of shooting, but instead he gets 2 points, 21-12. T.J. Brown has been really the X factor for this Lindenwold team, even though they're down by 9. He's going to try another 3-ball, and that's what he's best at. He's got another one. 21-15, and he's responsible for over half those points. I don't know what happened. But again, that half-court press still, and another pass goes wild. T.J. Brown, the 6'2" senior guard, short for Tajamir Brown, 515 career high school points for the senior. He dropped 18 in the 59-54 loss to Pensgrove on the 16th. Actually had a double-double, 18, 13, and 4 assists. He had 13, 2, and 4, and a 58-37 21-point win over Gateway. Matthews. Offensive rebound, though, by Brown. He goes up, and it's good. T.J. Brown might be challenging his scoring high this year in just the third game, and we're going to see a pass here across the court out and for Jake Smith. And back out to Ryan James in double trouble. It waltzes in. From NBA range, no good. Maybe just inside NBA range, but still counts the same. Justin Frazier coming in, Michael Light being taken out. Frazier will inbound here. 23-17. Gloucester started to run away a little bit with a 10-point lead, but that is the biggest lead we've had all night. Gloucester has had the lead since tip-off. That is a steal on what would have been a pass in the paint. Breaking away, Matthews on the offhand, doesn't get it. Frazier rebound. Again, I wouldn't even really call it a half-court press, what they've been doing. They've been doing a lot of full-court pressing as well. They've really just been making Gloucester uncomfortable at every inch of the court. From deep. Good! No doubt, Keegan Cohen. He hit the 3 to end the quarter, and he's been getting a little risky with those 3 balls, but hey, if they work, they work. It's been 3-point palooza in this second quarter as Hernandez is going to pass this one out. C.J. Matthews takes a step in the corner. Back to Hernandez. Frazier almost had a hand on it. I think he did have a hand on it, but they retained a possession. Wide open. Matthews. No good. Off the glass. They're going to pace this one out a little bit. 3:20 to play in the half. It's been a quick first half, but they've been playing some tough defense, and it's kept this game pretty low scoring. Again, 26-17 where we're at, and that one is a brick off the front of the rim. Going up for it. No good. Going up off the glass. That'll be a foul, and they'll get 2 from the line. I think Lindenwold needed that break. They needed something to kind of slow them down a little bit, but at the same time, we'll see who goes. It's going to be Brown who will shoot 2 with 2:59 to play in the first. The final, by the way, in the Audubon Gateway game, a 40-pointer, 76-36. The final on that one as Brown makes his first. Mike Light checks back in with Keegan Cohen going to the bench. Ring in the new year with some South Jersey basketball. January 4th, it's the Wildwood Warriors and the Gloucester Catholic Rams from GCHS. That'll be a 7 o'clock start time. That one goes out to Mike Light, again, trying to get past that full court press. Oh, a big hit there. And that is going to be on, I think it's going to be on Gloucester. No, excuse me, it's going to be on Lindenwold. I thought maybe with the way he was flying in there, maybe could have been an offensive foul, but they called it out of bounds. Light will inbound. Wide open. James has had some really efficient footwork. Brown passes, and see what happens here. I think that was going to be, yeah, that's going to be a charge. Actually, I'm sorry, that was called a blocking foul on Gloucester. I heard somebody say you can't block if you're standing still, but, or I'm sorry, you can't, you know. You know what he's trying to say. Mike Light, guarded by number 11, who is not on our roster. Ball dropped by Farmer. He's going to hang on to it. By James. Back out to Frazier. Passed right to the baseline. Baseline, good. Jake Smith gets that one. But let's take a look at what these guys looked at, last year, what they had. Never mind. We were supposed to have a graphic up for the divisional standings, but we'll show that at the half. That one is off the rim and no good. Rebound. Thought I had that one loaded in, but that's my bad. Again, this is our first ever high school basketball broadcast. I've done youth basketball in the past for the St. Rose Falcons over in Haddonfield. I guess the St. Rose Catholic School, I guess that counts as Haddonfield, but we did a couple games for them once. Joe Weilings, great coach over there, teaches some great young ball clubs. That three is good, this time from C.J. Matthews. And that makes it an 8-point game with 75 seconds to play in the half. Again, full court press. Lindenwold not backing down. Ryan James gets the pass from Light to Harris. Jake Smith again from the baseline, and again good. Smith has been killer in the baseline. Gets a bounce pass, but it's stolen by Caden Harris. Looks to find a man, passes it out to Light. Light passing it around, back to Frazier. Ryan James. And that pass is out of bounds. There's been a little bit of trouble with communication tonight, at least so far from the Gloucester side. We've seen a couple of passes go awry, if you will, and we've seen a couple of Lindenwold passes do that too. But communication is key, and that's something that they're going to talk about going into the half. But it looks like they're going to try to dribble out a little bit. 10 seconds remaining in the half. Gloucester leads by 10, same margin they led by in the first quarter. And with 9.7 left, it'll be a foul on Light. His second with 5.7 remaining. Kevin Wall checking in. Along with number 4, Jaden Garris. Inbounded, or will be inbounded by Matthews with 5 seconds to play. Goes to Brown. Brown's going to heave it. No good, and that will signal the end of the first half. With 16 minutes played, Gloucester has held a 10-point lead at the end of the half over the Lindenwold Lions. We'll take a 10-minute break, and we'll be back with more Colonial Conference basketball right here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. At the start of the second half, it is Lindenwold 22, Gloucester 32 in what is our first high school basketball feature of the 2023 campaign. Gloucester has held a steady lead all evening. However, Lindenwold has not backed down under any circumstances. Lindenwold has made it as close as a one-possession game. However, Gloucester has mostly had the advantage as going up Smith, no good on the first shot of the half, and we've already got a foul 12 seconds in. Frazier coming in for Gloucester, and Caden Harris getting subbed out. From the corner, Lindenwold, good. That was good by number 11, who is not on our roster. However, that pass is out of bounds. Great facilities here at the Lions Den, home of the Gloucester City Lions. Excuse me, number 11 is West Chalopi, who hit that three-pointer. He's got 5 points tonight. He was not on our starting five, but he's one of the few that is numbered on NJ.com. Not everybody on that team has their number on the roster, so it's up and good. Laid it in the post by Smith. That is stolen by Smith, straight out of the air, on the breakaway, good on the layup. Great finger roll there by Ryan James to get that guaranteed basket, if you will, and that's going to make it an 11-point lead for Gloucester. Their biggest lead of the night has been 12, and that is going to be a foul on Frazier. So Lindenwold inbounds with Brown. Passes the rock to Wes. A little bit high. Mike Light rolls out to the left, step back. Passes it out to James. He's going to run this one well outside the perimeter. This is a three ball. It's good. Keegan Cohen hits it again. He's got 3 3-pointers, actually 4 threes tonight. Total of 14 points overall, and we are going to see a timeout called by Lindenwold. 5:58 remaining in the third quarter. We are going to take a quick break. 39-25. Gloucester leads by 14. Tommy D's Home Design Center has opened a second location on Creek Road in Belmar, operating in Philadelphia for over 25 years and now expanding into South Jersey. Tommy D's is the place to go for kitchen cabinets, countertops, and cabinet accessories, heavily discounted compared to big box retailers. Stop in, take a seat, and watch as our experienced kitchen designer makes the kitchen of your dreams right in front of you. Tommy D's is the best in the business for quality kitchen countertops and cabinets that fit all budgets. Call us today at 856-210-9504 or visit the new location in person on the corner of Creek Road and Harding Avenue in Belmar next to the 42 on-ramp. There's your Patriot Division standings from last year. Woodbury dominated with a 24-6 record. Gloucester was second with 18-10. Audubon 12-14, with the bottom three being Lindenwold, Collingswood, and Gateway. Lindenwold 10-15 with Conley at the helm last year. From 3, no good. Farmer keeps it in. Matthews, 3. That one is good. It's been a three-point palooza tonight. A lot of the shots have been from outside, and we've seen that a lot with Gloucester and a lot of Colonial Conference teams, actually. They've been really liking to pass and get that ball outside for the extra point, but layup is good by Ryan James. Emilio Hernandez on the floor. In fact, most of the starting five except for Wes Chalopi. He's the only exception here as another three. That one goes again. On fire, C.J. Matthews. Stealing the thunder from T.J. Brown, who was the three-point merchant for this squad in the first half, and now the tide has turned a little bit. Up to Smith, and it's in. 12-point lead for Gloucester. This broadcast is brought to you by the Garden State Pet Center, the place to be for all things pet-related, including the healthiest product choices available. Toys, food, cages, accessories, and more available. Visit 7 days a week on the 200 block of Whitehorse Pike in Audubon as that one sinks in. Again, C.J. Matthews. He's got room. Fouled on his way up. Ryan James will shoot two from the line. But, I mean, these... there were a lot more fouls in the first half than we've seen so far, obviously, as time would have it. But just the way these guys have been rolling right now, Lindenwold has been getting a little bit hot. But even with the deficit being what it is, being an 11-point game, it is by no means a runaway. Again, biggest lead that Gloucester has had is 13, and that's been it. Gloucester had a 10-point lead at the end of the first quarter. They had a 10-point lead at the end of the second quarter. Lindenwold has been effective at scoring. The only problem is that Gloucester has been just as, if not more effective, as James hits both of his three throws. That one is good from the baseline. And timeout called by Liam James and the Lions. Let's take a look. We'll take a look at what these two teams have coming up in their next 5 games. The Lindenwold Lions, they've got a couple of divisional opponents. They play Collingswood at home in 2 days, Thursday. Then they have their Christmas tournament. They play West Deptford on the 27th, Washington Township on the 28th. I'm not sure where that is, but I know they just have 2 holiday games scheduled. They ring in the new year versus Woodbury in Woodbury in their brand new gym. Brian Tortella, one of our guys, was there earlier today with the Collingswood-Woodbury game, which Woodbury won by 10, 45-35. And as we said, Audubon beat Gateway 76-36. And then they play Audubon on January 5th. That's where the visitors will be lining up. And then we see Gloucester with their next 5. Gateway, they play Millville, the Group 4 powerhouse, on the 28th. GCIT on the 30th, which we are covering. Then Audubon and Collingswood to enter 2024. Inbounded, looking for opportunity here. Light passes it up. It's stolen. On the Euro, it rolls in and out. And that rolls in. That was a slow-moving play if I've ever seen one, but they were able to make it work, and they've cut the deficit to 12. But again, as much as Lindenwold has tried to cut the deficit, Gloucester has just been one step ahead. It hasn't been a blowout. It hasn't been a neck-and-neck game, though. It's just stayed consistent. If Gloucester didn't have that huge run in the first quarter, yeah, this will be a one-possession game. And remember, the last time these two teams played each other in January, it was only a 4-point game. 3 of their last 5 in their head-to-head, Lindenwold and Gloucester, have been decided by 5 or less points. And Lindenwold has now cut this lead down to 6, 45-39. You were saying during halftime, don't count out Lindenwold.
They're applying the pressure pretty well here, but Gloucester will cut back on that run that Lindenwold just went on. Another 2 points, up by 8 now.
Yeah, Ryan James got that layup in, but it seems like a lot of these guys are maybe starting. Oh, hold on here. Matthews, no good. Goes to Mike Light, but it seems like these guys were attempting a lot more threes in the first half. Now it's a lot more of the baseline jumpers, the mid-range. They've been relying on those 2-pointers a lot more than they have the 3-ball, especially since it's become less effective. They've been relying on those 2-pointers a lot more than they have the 3-ball, especially since it's become less effective. They've been relying on those 2-pointers a lot more than they have the 3-ball, especially since it's become less effective. in this second half. Here comes a breakaway. Matthews, good. And again, that makes it a 6-point game. But both of these teams are really good teams when it comes to passing the ball. They've been able to swing the rock really well, just like here. Wide open three. Good! That's a 3-ball from Marcus Flagg, the sophomore. One of the bench fellas gets his points on the board, and a foul. And the and one. Oh, no, excuse me, sorry. That was not a shooting foul, my apologies. That was an offensive foul. Yeah, it was an offensive foul, so the shot did not count. My apologies there. Would have been great though for Lindenwold if they had gotten the end one. Would have had a 3-point play right there, but Ryan James swings it out. And he's going to be out of bounds. Just seems like a couple communication mistakes have been haunting Gloucester, not just in the first half, but now as well. We've had some passes that go nowhere. We've had out of bounds. We've had a couple travels, but they're still up by 9. So what do you make of that?
I see that Lindenwold's making the same mistakes, and that's what's pushing this game where it is now. Lindenwold throwing passes off another guy's chest, running into another guy, getting a loose ball. Nothing's going right for them when things go wrong for Gloucester. And they need to capitalize on those mistakes, and they're not doing it.
Yeah. 2 wrongs don't make a right. Ryan James hits his first free throw on the foul, but yeah, I mean, exactly. You can't replicate somebody else's mistakes and repeat them with your own and expect to be successful. That one's good. Whoa, and almost. Bit of contact after the free throw. Goes back to TJ Brown. Up and good. Found a man in the paint and made it work to now make it 52-43, a 9-point Gloucester lead, but
Lindenwold needs a spark. They need to get something going before this quarter ends so they have momentum going into the fourth. But right now, I don't see it.
Well, the momentum may be starting, but they've got 1:10 to do it in the third. And he's fouled on his way up. I mean, the problem is, though, it just seems like Lindenwold, they've got 9 minutes to play. There's no shot clock. They can take their time. 9 points is only, if you do the math, it sounds stupid to say, but it's only three threes and a couple of foul shots. If you do your due diligence in the mid-range and in the paint, you don't even have to hit a 3 to make up 9 points. It sounds simple, but really, these guys are playing every play like there's 10 seconds on the clock and they need a buzzer beater. That shot is good by Brown. Smith checks in for Gloucester. Harris to the bench.
Lindenwold has not made it past being down 6 points this game. They need something, and they're on the cusp of it, but that'll help.
That will help to make it 52-45, a 7-point cut as James inbounds off the pass from Light, crosses midcourt. Passes under heavy pressure from everybody in that white and gold. Smith off the glass twice, still no good. A lot of bobbling on both sides. On the layup, good. 30-second.
Deficit this whole game. Lindenwold has found its spark. If they can get a steal or a turnover and get one more basket, they will be in great shape coming into this fourth quarter.
That momentum carries heaps and waves, there's so much that goes into momentum. It's more than physical, it's a mental thing. As that shot is good from Cooper, and they'll heave way no good. At the end of the third quarter, Lindenwold has cut down to their shortest deficit of the game. It's still 7 points. However, they were down as low as 5. We'll see how the momentum carries them in the final 8 minutes. We'll be right back here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
From the home of the Lions Den, we've got 8 minutes to play. The inbound starts. From the baseline, Brown fouled on his way up. So Brown, the leading scorer with well over double digits for the visitors. He will shoot 2. Again, in a 7-point game, it was as low as 5 in the waning moments of the third quarter as he bricks his first. Again, we were talking about momentum. That's exactly what you need in this kind of situation. Lindenwold is not for a single split second all night. They have not held the lead at any point. Gloucester had the first basket, and doesn't matter if you have the first basket. It matters if you have the last laugh. Michael Light up and good from mid-range to make it 56-48. He ran into a little bit of foul trouble with picking up 3 fouls in the first half, but he's cleaned up a little bit, and this now 8-point lead is going to set up a 3 for Brown. No good. Rebound James, and he got socked in the eye. Oh, boy. Ryan James getting checked on here. You can see that he got slapped in the eye, and that never feels good. Frazier inbounds to James. Gives a little nod to his head coach, Liam James, letting him know that he's all right. Oh, he trips. He's on the ground. Gloucester gets it back, and now it'll be a jump ball.
And they're those same mistakes Lindenwold's been making all night. They can't get the ball out, and they make the same mistake that's been made over and over again. And it'll cost them. It cost them another possession.
And I thought after James tripped and lost the ball, I thought it was pretty open for Lindenwold to get it back, but I wouldn't call it fundamentals. They're doing fine in terms of fundamental basketball. What they're not doing fine on is the intricacies of the game that make or break winners and losers. An aggressive pass up the middle. Brown again, the ball carrier. He's looking for a screen from the big man in the middle. Passed out. Wide open. Nope, never mind. Matthews moves around. That's short. Stays in. No good. Rebound to Smith. Holding the ball. James takes a couple of hops, goes up, and is fouled on his way up. He'll shoot 2. 6:02 remaining in the third. Don't forget, our next broadcast will be Saturday, December 23rd, with some interconference action, actually some out-of-conference action, between the Eastern Vikings and the Pittman Panthers. From Pittman High School right down 55. And that shot is no good on the first one from Ryan James. 8-point lead for Gloucester, could make it 9, and he does not, misses both. Goes back to Lindenwold, and BK Drame, there's another foul, and the and one.
That will get you started. That is exactly what Lindenwold needs to get back into this game. They can cut the lead back to 5 if they make this free throw. This is where they need to be. If they clean up the mistakes in the final 6 minutes, they have all the right tools to win this ball game.
And we'll see what they do here. Again, their smallest lead outside of obviously the beginning of the ball game, the first minute or so. Their shortest one has been 5. And that is not good. It's no good from the line. They did not get the and one, but at least they made the shot on the shot that got them the foul in the first place. Tries to keep it in fiercely. Matthews, ball intercepted by James. He'll roll this one out. I mean, Matthews tried his darn best to keep that one in. He did. Oh, and the ball is slapped out of the hand, and it goes back the other way. Lindenwold ball. One ref said it was Lindenwold's ball. The other said it was Gloucester's ball. So Light will inbound. Conley not thrilled about it. Goes back to James. James gets it up the middle to Harris. Harris to Flag. Frazier. Back to the senior Light. In heavy traffic. Back out to Light. He's got room. It's good! Mike Light! It's light work from three-point land. It's a 9-point game. But imagine how different it could have been if that one referee's call stood. Oh, and he is going to get 3 from the line. Or at least I think he's going to get 3. Brown was fouled on his way up. They will shoot 3. Last time, well, this is the second time we've had a potential 3-point play from the line. Foul was on number 2, that being Justin Frazier.
Head coach Randy Conley for Lindenwold visibly upset with his players. He wants them to be in the position that they can be in, but they have not put themselves in it, and I'm sure he's looking to rectify these mistakes made early on.
Yeah, always what you want to do, especially when you're in the locker room in halftime or even during a timeout. These guys have 3 timeouts each left. Whether they use them all, I don't know, but Gloucester's been in front, but not once have I gotten bored. Not once have I thought that this is going to be a runaway game. With 4:46 to play, as he makes all 3 to make it 59-53, this is still anybody's game.
It's a 2-possession game. Lindenwold has not felt out of it, even when they're down 10. This has felt very competitive throughout, and it's not over.
Good. Marcus Flag on the layup. Lindenwold will go for the same. Can't get it. Offensive rebound. No good. Third chance. No. Goes to Frazier. Rebound Gloucester. 61-53. 8-point game. Flag has room. Passes it to Light. He's going to run it out a little bit. Called by Gloucester. They now have 2 remaining with 61-53. But, these guys have a lot to talk about, especially considering that, again, both teams have been making mistakes, but yet it's still been a high-scoring game. For high school standards, first of all, this is the exact score that Gloucester Catholic and Audubon ended on last night, 61-53. So what these guys are doing right now, they're playing heavy offensive ball, they're hitting a lot of 3-point shots, but the defense has still been good despite all those threes. There's been a lot of heavily contested threes, there's been a lot of foul shots. These guys have played, this feels like I'm watching a 2000s NBA game. But there's a good amount of 3-ball and there's a good amount of defense. These guys are still in it, but they have 4 minutes and 2 seconds to do it. You think they have a shot?
They've got the capability and they've got the players, but do they have the heart? And I have not seen that out of Lindenwold so far. Just in that last possession, they tried pushing the pace. They got extra shot after the rebound offensively, and they could not capitalize. I am just not sure if Lindenwold wants to win this game. I'm sure they do, but they don't look like they want to.
Well, that's what these next 4 minutes and 2 seconds will decide, as Mike Light will inbound for the Lions. Remember, on the 16th, last Saturday, Lindenwold lost to out-of-conference opponent Pennsgrove, and that is big.
That is huge.
The failed pass off the inbound.
You cannot understate how big this possession could be for Lindenwold. A chance to cut the lead back to 2 possessions. This is what Lindenwold needs with 4 minutes to go. This is their shot right here. This will dictate how the rest of the game goes.
Well, the key word that you said is could, because it is not by any means a guarantee.
And there's the same mistake they made all night with the turnovers, and it's gonna not cost them.
There you go. It won't cost them yet, at least. I'm glad you caught yourself there. A nice block there by Lindenwold's number 2. That being, he is not on our roster. Number 2 is not on our roster. I sincerely apologize, but not much I can really do there. Going up and good.
And it will
Ryan
cost
James. It will cost them, but
Not
took a
by
little more
10.
time to do it. That layup is good by Matthews.
Matthews has been the heart and soul of this team all night. He's been
I don't
pushing
know.
the pace.
TJ Brown, man, 5 threes. And he's been a good passer, too, even if he's not making the shot. And
That's a
gonna be
backcourt violation. And there we go. Lindenwold gets another bailout. Let's see how they take it. But
Man.
we've seen what they've done with these bailouts so far. It has
Yeah.
not helped them. If anything, it's hurt them having these turnovers go in their favor.
There's been so many bailouts, you think Occupy Wall Street might show up in the next couple of minutes. I mean, this has been a game littered with mistakes. I mean, I understand these are small schools, and that's a brick, and he's going to get his own rebound off the missed 3. A great pass. Does it hold? It's blocked from the mid-range. No good. Another rebound. Another block. It's short. And a rebound, Mike Light. And a foul. Oh.
4 opportunities,
And
4
0 for 4.
misses. You cannot exaggerate. Lindenwold has been shooting themselves in the foot, and they cannot capitalize when it matters most. Like I said earlier, I don't see the heart. They do not have the heart to win this game.
Honestly, I don't know if either team has heart, but if Gloucester wins this one, they would improve to 2-0 after beating Woodbury by 12 last week. Remember, Woodbury is 2 years fresh off of a state title in Rutgers. That shot is good, Caden Harris. And with 2.5 minutes, any Gloucester shot is hammering the nail in the coffin. But Lindenwold has had hot streaks before. The 3 up, no good. After a couple of bobbles, rebound Mike Light. Now they're going to try to, now this is where the clock management really runs, is where this team is going to absolutely make sure by any costs that they are going to limit Lindenwold's possessions by every means. So I thought maybe a charge could have been called there, and that layup is good on the immaculate finger roll by Caden Harris. Brown passed out to the baseline. Goes up, fouled on his way up. So we'll get the and one. All right, there you go. Harris. No good off the finger roll. He's had a couple good finger rolls tonight, but just couldn't get it. No good. Even if Lindenwold does not win this game, they've got a nice schedule ahead of them. Both of these teams are young. Both of these teams are full of development. Remember, Gloucester is only 2 years removed from a sectional title in the 2021-22 season. They didn't win it all, but this team is coming off of 2 1,000-point scores, Liam Gorman and Aiden Hagan, in their senior years. They were like yin and yang. They were dynamic duos. And as a timeout is called here, you have 2 1,000-point scores on the team. You don't get anything done. You lose in the first round of Middle Township on the road. And again, that's finishing 8 games above 500. Gloucester looks like they're possibly having a new beginning. Let's pull up that next schedule for both of these teams one more time. For Gloucester, their next 5, they play Gateway on the 21st, which should be a win for Gloucester. They visit Millville on the road on the 28th. They play GCIT December 30th. They ring in the new year with road games at Audubon and Collingswood on the 3rd and 5th. And then again for the visitors, Lindenwold, if they fall to 1-2, they have Collingswood on Thursday, then West Deptford and Washington Township over the holiday break, and then again the 3rd and 5th, road to Woodbury, home to Audubon. So that's where these guys stand, is where, look, Lindenwold is a young team, Gloucester is a young team. If this game had happened last year, again, it did, and Gloucester won, I think it was 55-51, 4-point game. 3 out of the last 5 games that these two teams have played against each other have been 5 points or less. This won't be the story tonight, or at least it shouldn't be, as they're going to try to intentionally foul. But half-court presses in full effect with Ryan James in the waning minutes of this one. Really exercising that pivot foot. Randy Conley thought that should have been a walk. And James will call another timeout. 40.1 remaining on the board. And as this game comes to a close, this has been a high-scoring affair, 67-58. Regardless of if anybody scores, it would take a Tracy McGrady kind of miracle to win this one. Don't forget, on the bottom of your screen, our next broadcast will be December 23rd, Eastern at Pittman. Got a clarification from Chris Baker. The Gloucester-Millville game is at Delsey in the Marty Derer Classic Showcase. So that is a Christmas tournament. It's a couple of those going around. I know Audubon, my home school, has theirs on the 27th and 28th. Cedar Creek, Gloucester City is coming to town. I believe the girls' team for Gloucester City is coming to town. But don't forget, for you Gloucester faithful out there, we will be back on the air right here on December 30th versus GCIT. Believe that is a Saturday because New Year's Eve. Yeah, it is a Saturday because New Year's Eve is a Sunday this year. So that will be New Year's Eve. Closing out the new year with some great Gloucester on Gloucester out-of-conference basketball, as Frazier is going to inbound this one with 40 to play. James going back. He'll take the foul. I think they're just waiting for that bonus to come in, and then they'll be good. But Lindenwold down by 9 with 38 seconds remaining. Again, Gloucester would improve to 2-0 on the young campaign. They beat Woodbury 50-38, a 12-point game, as Smith is waiting to check in. First one is good from Ryan James. Jake Smith in, and flag being taken out here. Gloucester officially does have the bonus. I got to implement that in my graphics somehow. They get the offensive board after the missed 3 throw.
That is unexcusable for Lindenwold. 3 men down. No men for Gloucester besides the lone shooter, and he gets his own rebound. It's just, this will be a disappointing bus ride home for Lindenwold. Nothing went right at the end of the day.
Well, things were going well to start. I'm not gonna bash too hard on Lindenwold. Again, both of these guys are young squads with relatively new head coaches, and what's important is that this is a learning experience for Lindenwold. You know, what you're going to have to learn in practice is how to combat the turnovers, and so there's just some things that you can't learn in practice. There's some things that you have to learn the hard way in the game. And it's not, that's going to be a line violation on the inbound. So, yeah, this game is basically over with a 12-point lead for Gloucester, but, I mean, Kevin Wall checked in, Mike Light being taken out, but, you know, what's important for this Gloucester team going forward is that, again, they've got a good schedule coming up. They have a hard next 2 games. After Gateway, again, you play Millville and GCIT back-to-back, and you're a Group 1 school. Those are 2 Group 4 institutions right there. That's going to be hard. That is going to be very, very hard to do. If they can win one of those 2, I'll be dang proud of them. And then again, Lindenwold, they've got mostly a conference schedule coming up. Only one of their next 5 is out of conference versus Washington Township on the 28th. But again, Collingswood, and then West Deptford, Audubon, and Collingswood are also their Woodbury are also their opponents, as this is kind of stat padding at this point.
I don't fully understand fouling now instead of with 1 minute left when you're down 8.
Or down 12.
Well, no, they were down.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're saying, okay. You don't understand why they're fouling now instead of earlier.
No, it just feels like, I guess they want to be here a little longer.
Well, Lindenwold, again, they played a good game. But for every mistake that Gloucester made, Lindenwold did not make up for it. Both teams were great with the 3-ball. Lindenwold especially was excellent at passing the rock around. They were passing inside, they were passing outside, they were passing on every square inch of the court. They were passing at every opportunity. Everybody got a turn, but where did it end up? It ended up at 2 guys, CJ Matthews and TJ Brown. And that's the problem, is that you've got 2 guys that are making up most of the points. If you had contributions from Hernandez or from Farmer, this is a 1-possession game. Because Farmer's a great passer. Hernandez is a great passer. He's a great defender. For Emilio Hernandez's size, he's a great defender. He's right there next to Ryan James, as the first shot was no good. Second one goes. It's 73-60. 8 seconds and change remaining. Up, layup, off the finger roll, no good. And that will be the ball game. Gloucester takes the home opener, 73-60. Here in this opening game of the 2023 campaign for us at DWB, Lindenwold falls by 13. They fall to a 1-2 record on the campaign. Still early, by all means, still early. And Gloucester goes to an undefeated 2-0 as they have their next opponent in Gateway on the 21st, and then Lindenwold will play Collingswood on Thursday. So we don't have anything until Saturday. I have some public address jobs. We have wrestling for Audubon tomorrow and basketball tomorrow for Audubon, but you guys aren't Audubon people, so that's not something that I have to really lay too much time into. But player of the game honors, I think for Gloucester, they really played a great all-around game. They hit well from 3. They had some great 2-point shots at the end. And what's important is that they were efficient in all manners of scoring. But I'm gonna have to give my player of the game to Keegan Cohen. He was excellent from 3-point range. He was excellent from even NBA range 3-pointers. You know, as soon as we saw that buzzer beater at the end of the first, we knew it was going to be a special night for him. He didn't play much in the fourth quarter, but for the shooting guard, he had himself a night and ended the night with double-digit points and a good amount of rebounds and assists too, and I think even a block on his record. I'm gonna have to buy a basketball scorebook just like I did for baseball, but that's gonna do it for us tonight. Lindenwold 60, Gloucester 63. Any final thoughts on how Gloucester conducted themselves tonight?
They've got a tough few games coming up with Audubon, Millville, Gloucester, GCIT. I can see this team making a run for it. They have all the capabilities. They have some good seniors, good leadership going on. If they fix the mistakes defensively and correct some of their passing issues and communication issues, this is a team that you need to watch. They have all the capabilities to get right back where they were 2 years ago, and I believe after today, with the momentum they just gained, they could have a nice couple weeks coming up.
Yeah, I certainly agree with you. I mean, this team is no stranger to the South Jersey basketball scene. They're 2 years removed from a sectional title. You know, these guys are a special group. They only joined the Colonial Conference 5 years ago. They were Tri-County members for the longest time. This team has adjusted so well to the adversity that comes with joining a new conference, and Liam James has been the young force to lead them along the way. You know, sometimes you see the old gritty head coaches that want to play the 70s style of basketball, you know, from when they, from when they played basketball or from when they watched basketball. Everybody wants to coach like Larry Bird or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but Liam James is really showing that you can play a new style of basketball with hints and flakes of the old style. I mean, again, that felt like I was watching a 2000s NBA game. The full court presses, even the half court presses from Lindenwold, they were impressive. I was impressed with seeing the full court presses even when you're down by 8 with 2 minutes or less left in the game. That was really impressive. So the way that these guys played, they really bounced off of each other well. But the big story of the night was that Gloucester made a lot of mistakes, and they were bailed out by Lindenwold, repeating those mistakes on a different level. And that is where we're going to close tonight. But, you know, you were ripping on Lindenwold a little bit. I wouldn't say that Lindenwold had a bad game. They were shooting really well from three. TJ Brown, again, and CJ Matthews as well. CJ and TJ. You know, they are a dynamic duo on this Lindenwold team. And guess what? It's their third game of the year. They've lost 2 in a row. They beat Gateway by, 30 points. They lost to Pennsgrove by 4. This has been their biggest loss of the season tonight, by 13. And they play a rather, except for maybe Washington Township, they play kind of a pedestrian schedule for the next 5 games. You take this loss, you regroup, and you get yourself better for the next week. You get yourself better for the next game. I don't see why or why not Lindenwold is, I don't think they're on the decline at all. I think that, yes, they made mistakes. Yes, that is the big storyline of the game. But remember, they still put up 60 points. There were some teams that won and couldn't put up 60 points. So both offenses were good while both defenses were good. It sounds like an oxymoron, but that's the way it is.
At the end of the day, this is a learning game for Lindenwold, and they will learn from it. They've had great teams in the past. They always are consistently consistent. Today, consistent with their errors. I believe firmly that they will bounce back from this, despite the issues shown today, and I think they're on for a solid season.
I couldn't agree more. From everybody here at Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, looks like a basketball camp has set in, so I guess we should get out of here. We've been talking for so long, but from everybody here at Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, my social media coordinator, Anthony DePalma, and also Gavin Van Rel, my graphics crew, Caleb Lane, Liam Nolan, and Gavin Van Rel, for the first time doing a wonderful job on the computer tonight, on the board, Gavin Van Rel. It's a shame you play so many sports, or else I would have you out here every night because you did an excellent job. I'm Dan Wilkins. We will see you Saturday, 12:30. The Eastern Vikings face off against the Pittman Panthers in non-conference basketball. We'll see you Saturday. If we don't see you then, enjoy the holidays. If you're a Gloucester fan, we'll see you December 30th versus GCIT. And until next time, that's all, folks.